Oi. Well, it looks like I had a few technical problems while I was trying to get this started today. Let me know if you guys can hear me. No. Hmm. Yep, something goofy. Well, this is the first time I'm trying this on a Wednesday at 4 o'clock, and I am guessing it's not a good time for everyone else. I'll give it a couple more minutes. Because usually a bunch of you are here already by now. Oi. And if this turns out to not be a good time, I'm going to have you guys leave me a message down in the comments and let me know what is a better time. I think when we did a 2 o'clock, that seemed to work out really well for people, but then some people were at work. And then when we did, I think a 6 o'clock, that worked well for people in the States, um, but not so much in the UK. So we might end up switching the time that we are going to be doing live streams. You guys let me know what is a good time. Out of habit, Apostate Babe, I almost just started typing. Oi. So while we are waiting, we'll give it a couple more minutes for anybody else that wants to join. I have had the day from hell. I almost prayed to Jehovah like twice. It's 3 on your West Coast, right, Linda? So, yes, the husband's truck broke down last week, and I was hoping, hello Shirley, welcome. I was hoping it would be something simple. And $1,100 later, it turns out a squirrel chewed through some wires, which caused a short, which killed the fuel pump. An $1,100 squirrel attack. So I've been running all over like a maniac. Finally got the truck fixed. Reluctantly paid for it. Honey, if you're watching, it's time to get a new truck. But, and then while I was driving to the mechanic, a big chip flew. I flinched, and I was in the middle of a Marco Polo, so I'm sure my mother's laughing her ass off, and busted my windshield. So, it's too early to drink. Otherwise, I would. What were we going to talk about today? We were going to talk about, yeah, see, my life could be worse. I could be going to an assembly. And that's what we're going to talk about today. Assemblies. Yeah, he's agonizing over the truck, Linda said. Okay, South Australia is always earlier. I have to remember that. Good Lord. Why are you up so early? Oh, a couple things before we get started. So, I'm always talking about I want to do a white trash wine glass because, as you know, I drink my wine in a coffee cup. Oh, it's Thursday in South Australia. Oh, so you're almost a Friday. Lucky. So we finally broke down and did the white trash wine glass. The font did not turn out the way I designed it, but we have moonshine approved on that side. We actually just got these. We made them so we can drink each other's. And of course, the ever wonderful Millie. Oi, I'm having a good time over at Teespring. One of my husband's coworkers saw the apostates do it with the lights on, and he's a drag queen and asked if I'll make a Queens do it with the lights on mug. So I'll be doing that. All right. So assemblies. I have notes I've been scribbling and writing down off and on all day during all this craziness, and now they're not in order. So assemblies, for anybody out there who is not familiar, is a time where all of those Jehovah's Witnesses that come knocking on your door, they all get together so they can talk about how they knock on your door. And there are ongoing talks. It is long. It is boring. There were 4 days. All right, I'll see you later. It is Stian 1. Thank you for stopping by. But yeah, they all get together, and there used to be 4-day assemblies. I think they are now 2. Thank you, Linda. The coffee cup. What color did you get in your coffee cup? Because I liked the brighter ones, and I wasn't going to do those at first. But they definitely like really pop out at you, and you can even see the little sparkle in the lips on them. They just turned out really good. I want to do quick welcomes. We have Jerry Solberg from northern Minnesota. Katie M. and Jean Walker, thank you guys for stopping by. You haven't missed much of anything except me moaning about my day. But it could be worse. I could be a Jehovah's Witness. So, assemblies is when we all get together, and when I was younger, they were huge. When I see stadiums now, hello, they're not very packed. And if any of you guys, what was it, the announcement that we would get? Please only reserve seats for those in your immediate family or your carpool. Because they were so packed that you could not, hello, William the Bloody. What's your live chat? I don't want to sound creepy, but I couldn't live without you. Me too. All of you. And that is a little creepy. I'll let Millie know. Okay. So anyhow, we all would get together and they would tell us to only save seats for our immediate family because, there was going to be a lot of Jehovah's Witnesses. One of my earliest memories of going to assemblies was pulling up and seeing protesters. And of course, my mom, the younger ones, eyes covered, and we all had to cover our eyes because don't look, if you make eye contact, Satan might get to you. And I tell you, it was terrifying because of the stories that we are told about apostates. I was terrified of protesters. I didn't understand what they were protesting except that they didn't love Jehovah. Now I know better. So, some of us, I think a lot of us, you guys let me know how many of you went on real vacations and how many of you went on convention/vacations with your family. Let me catch up on some comments here. Yeah, assemblies are a massive bore fest, Katie says. And yes, she agrees. We lived in a lot of fear. Not just apostates, all of them, but the apostates. I mean, they were sleeping with Satan. So a lot of us would go on vacations. I lived in Arizona, where we didn't always go where we were assigned because we had a lot of family in California and Mexico, so we would head down there and we would get to do Disneyland, Knott's Berry Farm. My mom would save up all year, and I'm surprised that she didn't get scolded for not giving more of that money to the society. A lot of people enjoy going to assemblies because when you're brainwashed, it's a good time to meet other Jehovah's Witnesses. When you're a little kid, you go because you get to meet other Jehovah's Witnesses. And if you are a young adult, you go because that's how you're going to find a wife that you didn't grow up with. So, not surprising, a lot of people do go eyeballing and looking for a very spiritually strong person that they can be yoked to for the rest of their life. I wasn't allowed to talk to boys, so the biggest thing that I remember about assemblies is the food. I loved the food and I hated the food. Jerry says I was never a witness, but you can imagine my confusion. Mom was hard shell Southern Baptist and dad was a Christian Scientist. All right, Linda, you got the lime green coffee. See, that was one of the first ones that I picked also. Um, Oh, yes. And Katie says conventions were the annual meat market opportunity to dress up. I saw a meme the other day of a high heel, like glittered out shoe at the convention, and then like these hideous flats on the third day of the convention. Yes, it was an opportunity to dress up. When I was little, my mom made our clothes, and so we all wore these yellow flower dresses. It was awful. I'm sure she had. All right, William the Bloody. Thank you for stopping in. You have to go back to work. But the food. And I was thinking about this last night. How many of you guys remember these? I don't know if they use them now, but you would buy like these food coupon or these food tickets, little books, and that's how you paid for the food. So like popcorn might be 3 tickets, a hoagie might be 7 tickets, a hamburger 7 tickets. Slushies at some assemblies you could get for like 2 tickets. Now, unlike everyone else, I probably like the food because, as you all know, my mom can't cook for shit. So we got there, we were like, oh, hell yeah. Here's a sneaky thing that I was thinking about, and because I was a kid at the time, if any of you remember, if you had unused tickets at the end of the assembly, were you allowed to turn them back in? Because I feel like you were not allowed to. And the more I thought about this, the more I thought that is so creepy that, hi, Steve. Yes, I'm doing great. My face is healing, and there is literally nothing they can do about it except to remove the entire gland. I'm not doing it. It's just gross. Just so I have a thicker side. Gives my husband options. You can't really tell until I point it out. Anyhow, so yes, it's such a con that you have to buy these tickets ahead of time. They can keep your money either way, and I know they would say like, "Oh, the tickets so you don't have to carry money around, etc., etc." No, that was a way for them. You could buy $50, say, worth of tickets. If you only use 30, they still keep in your other 20. It's all about the Benjamins. Assemblies were also a good time for people to really, really up their contributions. So, Jehovah's Witnesses do not. Thank you, Keenan. It's not a lot I can do with it. You know, I don't want surgery on my face. It's because I'm very vain. If I get surgery on my face, it's going to be plastic surgery. And even then, I just don't want my face peeled off. Katie, so Katie asked, did you enjoy the costume dramas? I hated them. They were boring, cringy, and too much lip syncing. Okay, that's on one of my list here. Yes, I did like the dramas. To me, that was the only entertaining part that I was just like, oh, finally, it's the drama. And the lip syncing was terrible. I was told, I welcome Andy. I was told that they were just down there saying animal crackers, animal crackers, animal crackers, animal crackers, animal crackers. I am animal crackers. I enjoyed them because they were entertaining to me, and also, another stupid thing that we're taught as Jehovah's Witnesses. I love drama, loved writing plays. Shazam, are your eyes really that big and pretty? Well, thank you. Yes. And I don't know if you guys have ever seen Miss Piggy get pissed off and they get about this big. My mom used to call me Miss Piggy Eyes when I was pissed. The draw. XJW, son of lawlessness, says the drama was the best sleep I ever had. Yeah, no, I enjoyed them because I was into drama. It was one of the few things. I had a drama class at school, and my parents, after much begging, actually let me do the performance after school. After much begging. And so of course, this was a way for them to kind of reel me in. You know, Cass, when you grow up, you could be in the dramas. Mm. Hmm. Oh, Katie says she slept through the day. Yeah, there was no sleeping. My parents, we've always had a huge family, but their arms are like this long, and they could reach any of us in the back of the head at any given time. And then when the kids got older, they got to elbow the other kids. There was no sleeping except my dad. Why are dads have always been allowed to get away with stuff like that? Um, so yes, I enjoyed the dramas. My favorite food was the it's not a food, but I considered it a food, was the orange juice. You guys remember in the little plastic cups with the tin lid? You pulled it back and they were never thawed out. And me coming from a crazy hippie mother who didn't like sugar, um, yes, men are the. Andy says because men are the head of the household, they get to rest, and probably because they work so much harder than the rest of us. Keenan says I was supposed to be in the Kingdom Melodies Orchestra whole time. That orchestra belongs to Paramount. I was supposed to be. Really? Hmm. That is interesting. Um, but the orange juice, I loved it and was always frozen, and I would eat it, and your mouth would get cut with these little slivers of delicious orange juiceness, make your tongue raw, cutting the inside of your mouth. I'm like, can I have another one? Um, I did not know that either, Katie. That's why I had to do a double take on it, and I'm gonna make a note of it and look into that a little bit more. Um, XJW Son of Lawlessness, the roast beef sandwiches with barbecue sauce. I hated the sandwiches. Can you hear me now? All right, so that was really cool. I was going to jump out altogether, and then it gave me the option to resume where I had left off. Oh, you patient people, thank you so much. What did I miss with the name Cass? Welcome to everybody that I've missed while everybody's been chatting. Um, it's very likely that's going to happen again. See, what happened was somebody left my cell phone out on the front porch and it overheated. And it wasn't me. 2 weeks ago, it was me when I did it. That was me. So now it randomly, if it gets a little too warm, it shuts down, which means I might have to talk to Santa Claus about getting a camera specifically for YouTube videos. Okay. So everybody was going through the list of foods that they like, the burritos. Did nobody else like the slivery orange juice? It was the best. Katie M asked, what year did they stop serving food? I did not know that they stopped serving food. I have not been to an assembly in 25-ish years. Gene Walker says, what's going on? As soon as I leave the screen, something bad happens. Because I'm having that day. That's the day I'm having today. Everything has gone wrong until now. Just being here with you guys made it all better. Can somebody please fix my windshield? All right, so we had the delicious institutional snacks and soda. Shasta everywhere. I don't know what the hell they did with all the Shasta afterwards. I have a feeling now that Top Shelf Tony probably mixed some of that in with his whiskey. Yeah, a lot of Shasta. Chocolate milk pudding. And my mom did not allow sugar, but at Assemblies, and maybe this was like a brainwashy thing. Yes, Scott, I am I am having that day. Um, Sorry, I get the messages here before I get them here, but it's easier for me to see them here. So, but when we were at Assemblies, it was a free for all. We could eat whatever we wanted. And it was probably her way of sorry, my lips are a little dry. That was probably her way of making it a really positive event. So we were like, "Ooh, yay! We get to go to Assemblies. We get pudding." And who said? Okay, so Katie says the first convention was when she was 19 in 2008 and there was no food. Did everybody have to feed themselves? Like, bring your own food? My mom did that sometimes too. We would go out to the parking lot and she would make cold cut sandwiches with that 25-cent meat that was like this thin, and you got two pieces per sandwich. And he said, I used to work in first aid and food service, anything to get out of sitting there. Much of the food was sent home with those of us that worked there, unless there was another convention following. Phone in the freezer for a minute so it would cool off. So to get somebody, honey, to get me a new camera, which I could get. All right, I see you, Bridget. This has been quite. This has been quite. Oh, can you guys let me know if you can hear me at this point? My phone has been freezing. Hello, Bridget, Sister Fister. I'm glad to see that you are around and hopefully feeling a little bit better. Um, the only thing I don't like about this, it's really important to me to talk to you guys and to hear all of your comments and whatnot. On my phone, it goes by so fast that I can't catch everything. Ugh, this is the only part of my house you can look at because it's. Um, so if I've missed, hello, Kevin. Welcome. God, I hope my arm doesn't get tired having to hold a whole phone. We don't serve food at Assemblies anymore. I was mentioning that I loved the orange juices that cut up the inside of your mouth. And cheese danishes. Another reason that people go to the Assemblies. So far, we're still talking about meals at the Assemblies, but this is also where you get the release of new spiritual food. And spiritual food, sister, the chocolate pudding, I like the vanilla. Um, Hoagies, Kevin says, yeah. Um, so if I could get any kind of burger, I'd eat it. But this is where they released new spiritual food, my version of the story here. And there was rules. Some of the rules, badges. So you go to the convention center, there's a table. You tell them what congregation you're in, you write your name on the badge, and you wear the badge everywhere. And when I say everywhere, I mean you wear it outside of the convention. So when everybody goes to dinner afterwards, or whatever event, you have to wear your badge. The only exception to the rule, I think, was the swimming pool. I guess that's so if you looked a little slutty, they didn't really want it on myself at this point. What's happening in my life today? Anyways, I mean, pretty much everything bad that could have gone wrong so far this week's already happened. I am going to wrap this up because my phone is continually overheating, and if I were you guys, I'd probably start getting really freaking annoyed. I'm going to do another live stream. I'm going to always do them the first week of the month, but I might do another one. Maybe I'll throw something in later today while I'm driving around. Because I really, really enjoy doing live streams. I love being able to hang out with you guys and talk about all of these horrible things. We were going to talk about how they're baptizing the babies at the assembly. Okay, they're not really babies. Might as well be. They're babies. Hi, it's an Amber thing. I haven't seen you in a while. I wanted to get together with you. I forgot to get back to you, and I will. It's been a very crazy week. I have a wedding I'm going to next week, and my sister is forcing us to learn the Get Up dance. And I just saw JW Suicides. Thank you for stopping by. It's been a very bumpy live stream. My phone keeps overheating and shutting down. I've put it in the freezer a couple of times. Yeah. So I don't know how much longer this is going to go for, but I think, I don't know, Linda, what's it been, like 8 times? I'll see you later, Bridget. And I can't read. Is it Stian? I gotta learn how to pronounce these people's names. Thank you for stopping by. Um, and I noticed that Bridget had said in the comments that thank you. And likewise, that people, they hated seeing us coming to the restaurants because, oh gosh, it's just awkward. I hated it. It was awkward. Probably the best assembly I ever had was when my mother forgot to pack my clothes. Hello and bye, Nigel. Um, she forgot to pack my clothes. Are you going, Amber? You're going live? Very cool. I'll definitely chime in on my computer because clearly my phone sucks today. And honey, if you're watching, can we return your new fuel filter and buy me a camera since my phone sucks? Thank you. Um, yes. So I had asked Amber if she would do a reading, and she said, "Yep." And I said, "Cool." And then I never followed up because I am flaky. But I would love to have her do a reading with me. Uh, so Keenan Williams 24 said, "I found a YouTube of a Jehovah's Witness using my phone." Um, Dogs drool. I am not pronouncing the rest of your something. Um, yeah, you haven't missed much. It's been a lot of technical difficulties, and I don't even think I'm going to keep referring to my notes at this point in time because my phone keeps jacking up. Um, it's been a crazy day. Amber? Are you doing your live at a specific time? Like 5? Well, 5 my time. Because I want to make sure that I don't miss it. Um, our top class. So we talked about food. We talked about having to wear badges all the time. Did Okay, that sounds good, Amber. If anybody is interested, Amber's going to do a live stream right after I'm done with this one, which is probably going to be fairly quickly. Wasn't sure how long the assembly conversation would go, and so I wanted to go into JW isms. You know, the conversation and the language that only Jehovah's Witnesses speak, but I think that would be perfectly good for another live stream. Heck, maybe I'll do it tomorrow. Um, Lynn Renee says, okay, I made it. And she said something. He did a video that YouTube is handing over the channel to Disney, which I'm already not happy about some Disney things right now. George Lucas. So I think next video we will do the Remember Jehovah and if it wasn't for the truth I'd be dead and all the other wonderful little isms that we were raised saying and hearing. And I've got a good list of them. Lots of censorship coming on YouTube. Yeah. Um, there's a lot of things that are going on YouTube right now, and I think that's why a lot of people are. So a lot of people are stretching out to doing other things, and that's something that I'm looking at doing because, um, before I forget, if you guys haven't heard, I haven't posted anything, maybe an announcement here or there, but I did finally break down and do a Facebook. And it's under Casti Quince, the non-apostate because some a-hole turned me in for not using my real name because I guess people got nothing better to do. So I had to. They said, "Is non-apostate? Is that what your everyday name is?" I'm like, "Yeah, everybody calls me that except my kids who call me mommy apostate." But yeah. So I have a Facebook over there that I just started, and a few people have asked if I'm going to do a Patreon, and initially I wasn't going to. Then I decided to do it, which means I'm gonna probably do a Discord. I want to think of like a way we can get together in a different way that's not necessarily tied to YouTube. I will continue to do YouTube videos because I just enjoy doing them all together. Um, but I want to do like some call-in stuff to where I'm getting a program where I can receive phone calls and we can, like a radio show. I think that would be incredibly fun. So, Twitch. Okay, so Katie was saying Twitch, and I've heard of it. I haven't checked into them. So I definitely will. Um, all this, I'm not a big social media person, and so then I started doing the Facebook thing, and that just went, and I can't keep up with it, but I will. I'll learn. I'll practice. I don't want people thinking I'm ignoring them. I'm just terrible at it, and my phone notifies me every time somebody breathes. It's weird. I don't. But I am enjoying it, and I am meeting a lot of new people and a lot of ex Jehovah's Witnesses, and I think that is the most important thing: is that as many of us as possible connect with each other, find each other. I mean, it is really, to me, it's very uplifting, to use a Jehovah's Witness term, um, to just be able to share the same stories with people who, um, everyone missed the cue for all together. Did I miss that? I think it's important because even though, like me, I've been out almost 3 decades, which is kind of weird because I'm only 27. But anyways, um, and when I hear other people's stories and it's like your lights go off and you're like, oh my God, yeah, that's so true. Oh, I remember that. I remember the orange juice slushies, which I'm still obsessed with. Um, it's just nice. It is uplifting for everybody. Let's see, got it, Lynn. Oh, you just said I enjoy doing them. That's what she said moment? Because I do enjoy doing them all together. It's much faster than doing them all separately. All right, so I'm gonna tie this up, you guys, and I am so sorry. There were so many technical difficulties, and I didn't get to go through everything that I wanted um, to get through. And I will definitely do it again. Maybe I'll do it this weekend because I quite enjoy it, and maybe I'll sad face my way into getting a camera or something. I don't know. This thing's not gonna make it though for the summertime. But you all rock. I thank you so much for your support. Well, so Nikki's saying you've gone so quick. Um, can look better sitting on the couch, more natural. This is part of my natural habitat, actually. Um, yes, I was just saying. Nikki said, well, I started videoing about 15 minutes ago, and it has been holy hell. Everything has been stopping and going and breaking down. I will chill for a little bit longer, but I love you guys. You guys are so awesome. You really do keep me very motivated and very busy. And the bad news and the good news is I can't go to school this semester. So that's one of the reasons I decided to do the Facebook thing because I'm going to have time to really learn it and dedicate myself to it. So I'll be able to do lots more interactive stuff. That was my question if anybody asked because like I said, a few people had asked me to do a Patreon, and then you have like different tiers, and I'm like, well, what kind of different tiers could I do? Like, what kind of things would you guys be interested um, in in seeing? I don't know, me without makeup. Um, so somebody just did it. Oh, okay. I'm seeing here. Thank you, Nikki. Yeah, Dee and I need to do another video together. We have a good article from Young People Ask. I'm trying to do some videos ahead of time because we're going to go out of town and I don't like missing anything. I like to be very regular so you know when to expect me. I don't like to be like my mother and just show up whenever. Although I might do that sometimes. You know, keep our relationship spicy by surprising you once in a while. But again, thank you all. I'm going to figure out what's up with my phone. And until then, and once I figure out how to shut this off, I will see you next time.